Modern infant formulas are very similar to human milk. In most cases, they are prepared on the basis of a cow's milk, saturated with special nutrients, trace elements, and vitamins. Therefore, in terms of their nutritional value, the infant formulas are very similar to breast milk and are able to replace it. The main thing is to choose the right and high-quality one. There is one psychological nuance associated with artificial feeding. During breastfeeding, the mother constantly cuddles and hugs the baby, so there is a connection between them. The child feels love, warmth, tenderness. And during feeding from a bottle, this contact is not so obvious. That's why we recommend the parents to take their children in their arms, hug and cuddle them more often. To prepare the infant formulas, we recommend the parents buy a thermopod. It's like a kettle that maintains a given temperature. Even if you know that a child will eat quite a bit, we prepare a normal amount for his age. In our case, it's 30 milliliters. We dilute the infant formula with water, which should be at a temperature of 60 degrees. The proportions are standard: 1 measured spoon of powder without slide on 30 milliliters of water. Stir it thoroughly. Drip the mixture on your wrist. If it's not hot, then you can feed the baby. So the baby ate 10 milliliters and we pour the rest out. Breast milk can be stored in the refrigerator for about 6 hours. Speaking about the infant formula, it's not advisable to keep it more than an hour. Therefore, it's necessary to pour out all the child has not eaten. Baby on this day may not eat at all, and it's normal. Firstly, he experiences stress after birth and adapts to his new living conditions. A healthy newborn often just sleeps during the first 6 hours. Secondly, the baby can swallow a lot of amniotic fluid during birth. Then he will often spit up, and even with blood if a mother has had tears during childbirth. There is no need to be scared. In general, on the first day, the child is often not up for food. Sometimes in the 24 hours after birth, the baby can eat only 10 milliliters. On the second day, he's already more active and eats 20 milliliters and 30 milliliters on the third one. Every day we add 10 milliliters until the end of the first month. We increase one portion of feeding to 180 milliliters. Artificially fed infants eat every 3 hours. Breastfeeding children can eat on demand, but the infant formula is digested a little longer than milk, so it's better to draw up a clear nutrition schedule. I listed the standard recommended norms, but each child is individual. Sometimes we had babies with such an appetite that they ate 30 milliliters of the infant formula in the first day of life. So look after the baby. Let's say if on the 7th day you gave the norm 70 milliliters, and after an hour he is already naughty. He whimpers, pulls a fist in his mouth, so he doesn't probably eat his stomach full. Which infant formula to choose? Each age requires the specific infant formula. Children from 0 to 6 months need adapted one. They are made from selected cows or sometimes goat's milk, with the addition of the necessary vitamins and minerals. From 6 months, children are fed with particularly adapted infant formulas, and supplementary food is also included in nutrition. There are a number of special infant formulas, for example, low lactose or lactose-free. They are prescribed for newborns who do not absorb lactose well or do not absorb it at all. Sometimes doctors prescribe such infant formula if the baby had an intestinal infection. A weakened intestine does not produce lactase well, which is an enzyme that breaks down lactose, and specialized foods relieve stress on the body. Some babies constantly spit up after feeding. They are prescribed anti-reflux formulas, which contain starch. Thanks to it, the milk in the stomach thickens, and the child does not spit it up. There are hypoallergenic and special formula milk for premature babies. In general, there is food for children with almost any needs. We recommend to feed the baby with the same formula milk. If the child is gaining weight, eats his stomach full and feeling good, then there is no need to change it. Change the infant formula only on the basis of a physician's advice if the newborn has a rash or problems with stool. But you cannot exclude the old formula milk and give a new one in one fell swoop. This will be stressful for the body. In such cases, we include 10 to 20 milliliters of a new type of food every day and monitor the reaction of the body, and so on until the diet is completely updated. For example, day 1, 30 milliliters of the usual infant formula plus 10 milliliters of a new one. Day 2, 30 milliliters of the usual infant formula plus 20 milliliters of a new one, and so on. Before feeding, we recommend to perform several rituals. Firstly, change the diaper. Why should you do this before feeding? If you raise the child's legs when he's full, then the stomach will be compressed and the child will most likely spit up everything he has eaten. Secondly, you should put the baby on his tummy and massage his back. In such a way, his abdominal muscles strengthen. He tries to roll over and raise his head. After feeding, especially if the child ate actively and swallowed the formula milk greedily, he should be kept upright for 15 to 20 minutes. It helps the air to come out of his stomach, and the baby does not spit up his lunch. The baby should always lie a little bit on his side, even if he spits up. Then the baby formula will simply spill out of his mouth. Every 3 hours, a newborn needs to be rolled over. It is very important for baby to eat exactly as much as his body needs. It happens that parents unconsciously underfeed the baby. They follow the standard portions of feeding, but as I've already said, each child is individual, and this portion may be small for him. If the child is underfed for several days, he may become apathetic, will sleep for 6 to 7 hours in a row. Be sure to keep an eye on this. If the baby does not wake up after 3 hours, wake him up and feed him. But a newborn can be overfed. Symptoms of this are constant regurgitation, too bloated belly, excessive weight gain. Sometimes it's because of the wrong bottle choice. The baby needs to make enough effort while sucking milk from the mother's breast, so natural feeding takes up to 20 to 30 minutes. It's much easier to get food from a bottle, so the child eats the required portion in a couple of minutes. During this time, the body does not have time to understand that it's already full, and the baby becomes naughty, demanding some additional food. Therefore, the pacifier should be rigid and the hole in it should be small so that the baby makes an effort while eating. Up to 2 months, the baby eats exclusively a baby formula, no water needed. The baby has a small volume of stomach, and there will be no space for the formula milk if he drinks water. After 2 months, a little water can be given between feedings. This is especially useful for the children with constipation. Although I know from experience that sometimes it's not easy to give a drink to a baby. In cold, humid countries, children are not as willing to drink water as in warm and dry countries, but it's not a problem. At about 4 months, you can include supplementary foods in the diet. Pediatricians recommend to start with broccoli or zucchini. Some moms love to give a stewed apple to their child, but if the baby tastes a sweet apple, then there's a chance that he will refuse to eat broccoli or zucchini then, so be careful. Also, at first, we do not recommend to give colored vegetables, such as beets and carrots, because they can cause allergies. Supplementary food is given before the main meal in the amount of 3 to 5 grams, and then the baby is fed with an infant formula. So if the parents displace gradually one intake of the formula milk, it is better to give supplementary food in the morning so that you have an opportunity to monitor throughout the day if any allergy appears. And new products are included one by one every 7 to 10 days, and only when the child is completely healthy. I notice that young parents are often afraid of their child because he is so fragile and tiny. It will pass. You will learn everything soon enough. Try not to panic when the newborn is crying. Parents and a newborn have an insanely close relationship, and he feels their emotions. Think the baby does not know how to convey his desires or thoughts. Of course he knows. The main thing is to listen to him, to feel, to contact him.